Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to Exercise with Exos. Coach Jazzy here, and a hard workout for us today. So, we're going to do 4 different circuits. Each circuit has 3 movements. We're going to do 20 seconds of the first one, 20 seconds of the second one, 20 seconds of the third one, 4 times. We're going 20, 20, 20 times 4, and then we'll move on to the next circuit. We're gonna do upper and lower body and a little bit of cardio at the end. So I'm gonna go real quick through demos and then we'll get into the warm up and get started. So we're gonna start off with our upper body. We are gonna do push-ups, plank arm raises, and plank to pike with the toe tap. So 20 seconds of push-ups. You can do hands and knees, hands and toes, whatever feels good. Keeping our arms nice and tight, coming down, back up, through push-ups. And then for the arm raises, you can either be on your knees or on your toes, whatever feels good. Exhaling, raising above our above our head. And then finally, we're gonna do plank to pike with the toe tap. So pushing up, tapping, and then the other side, exhaling, coming up and tapping. So that is circuit number 1. And then after that, we're gonna go into the second one. So we're gonna do lower body. So for that, we're gonna do a staggered squat. So we're gonna do 20 seconds on one leg, 20 seconds on the other leg, and then we're gonna do 1.5 squat. So for the staggered squat, putting all of our weight on one foot on our other toe, squatting down, pushing off of one leg at a time. So like I said, 20 seconds on one leg, 20 seconds on the other leg. And then we're gonna do 1.5 squat. So that's the one where we squat all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, and all the way back up. So that is our second circuit. And then we're gonna go back to the ground. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do a bear crawl shoulder tap. So we're gonna be on our hands and our toes with our knees slightly up. Exhaling, tapping one shoulder at a time. Then we're gonna do plank rotations. So we're gonna be on our either hands and knees, hands and toes, or elbows and toes. Exhaling, opening up one side at a time. And then we're just gonna hold a plank for the last 20 seconds. That is our third circuit. And then last one, it's gonna be cardio based. So we're gonna start off, we're gonna do a 2-inch run in place, and then we're gonna do skips, and then we're gonna do some jump squats. So for the 2-inch run in place, swiping in our knees and in our hips. Quick feet, slow arms. So arms going like this. Nice quick feet. And then for our skips, opposite arm, opposite leg, we're gonna double tap. At the bottom here, getting those knees up nice and tall. And then finally, we're gonna do jump squats. So you can do this 3 ways, right? So first way is if jumping is not your thing today, just go ahead and do some regular squats. Or you can do the jump squat where you just come up and down just like this. Or you can do the in and out jump squat. So that's where you squat down, jump up, feet together, and back down. So whatever feels best for you today. Like my legs are already sore, so that's fun. But whatever feels good, that's what I'd like you to do. So that is going to be our circuit today. So 20, 20, 20, we're going to do all circuit 4 times through and then move on. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with our warm up. We're going to go ahead and start at the top of our space with the world's greatest stretch. So interlacing our fingers, grabbing onto our knee, pulling towards our chest. And we're going to exhale, step back into our reverse lunge. Hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Back leg staying nice and straight. We're going to stay here for an extra second, really opening up our legs. And let's go ahead and exhale, opening up towards the ceiling, looking past our hand. Thumb is facing behind us, so we get that nice rotation and stretch to our back. And let's go ahead and exhale, planting outside of our front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer, pushing our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And when we're ready on our next exhale, go ahead and bring our feet together, push the ground away and stand on up. Lovely. All right. Same thing on the other side. So we're going to interlace our fingers, grabbing onto our other knee, pulling towards our chest. And exhaling, stepping back, reverse lunge. Back leg staying straight, hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Stay here a little longer, really opening things up for us today. And let's go ahead and exhale, opening up towards the ceiling, looking past our hand. Again, thumb rotated behind us. We're looking at our palm, really helping us open up our back. And let's go ahead and exhale, plant our hand outside of our front foot, bringing our back foot a little bit closer, pushing our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And on our next exhale, when we're ready, let's go ahead and bring our feet together, push the ground away and stand on up. Awesome. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to do some plank to pike. We got quite a few plank type stuff coming up today. So I want to warm up our core and our arms. So let's go ahead and make our way onto the ground on our hands and toes. And when we're ready, let's go ahead, exhale, pushing our hips up. We can pedal our heels a little bit. So holding for at least one breath on each side, really push our heel into the ground, opening up the rest of our legs. Go ahead, switch one more time. And when we're ready, let's push both our heels into the ground, poke our head in between our hands. And let's go ahead and return to our plank. Do 3 quick ones coming up. Back down, 2 more, up and down, and last one coming up. And make our way back to our plank. And then we can go ahead, gently bring our knees to the ground. And we are ready to rock and roll. So starting off, we have push-ups, plank arm raises, and plank to pike with a toe tap. So that is what we're starting with. We're doing 4 rounds of that. I'm going to go ahead and get the timer started here. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right. So we're doing 20 seconds of push-ups. So whatever feels good, hands and knees or hands and toes. Making sure our elbows are staying nice and tight. We have plank arm raises. 3, 2, 1. All right. So either again, hands and knees or hands and toes. If you find yourself on your toes and your hips are moving side to side, go ahead, drop down to your knees. We really want to keep our core engaged, keep our pelvis tucked. All right, 3, 2, 1. Plank to pike with a toe tap. So pushing our hips up, tapping our opposite toe, and back down. On this one, I know I'm guilty of it, of looking down too much, but still keeping our tennis ball tucked right here. 3, 2, 1. All right. 1 down, 3 to go. We're back to push-ups. Really making sure core is tucked. Oh, sorry. Pelvis is tucked. Core is locked in. Arms are screwed into the ground. 3, 2, 1. All right. Arm raises. Moving nice and slow. We want minimal movement through our core, through our torso. Headlights in our hips are blind in the ground. 3, 2, 1. All right. Plank to pike toe tap. Exhaling as we come up, making sure when we come back to our plank, our core is engaged. We want to be nice and straight from our head to our toes. 3, 2, 1. All right, back to push-ups. We got last 2 of these coming up. So 2 more rounds, and then we're going to our lower body. Exhaling as we push up. 3, 2, 1. Just straight into our plank arm raises. Looking a little farther ahead. Keeping our tennis ball tucked in. 3, 2, 1. All right, plank to pike toe taps. Great job, keep pushing. I know this one's a lot of hands. So if you feel your wrists are starting to get tired, if you have like dumbbells or you can even make a fist to try and have your wrist be a little bit flatter. 3, 2, 1. But we are on our last round. So our wrists will get a little bit of a break here. Push-ups are first. Last round of push-ups. 3, 2, 1. All right. Arm raises. We're done with our push-ups. After this, we're going to stand up. We're doing a staggered squat after we do our plank to pike. So we're going to do all on one leg and then the other leg. 3, 2, 1. All right, last movement, plank to pike toe taps. And then we're going to stand up and get right into our staggered squats. Right. 3, 2, 1. All right, straight up into it. So standing on up, picking one of your legs, all of our weight on one foot, on our other toe, squatting down and back up. So we're pushing through one leg at a time. So I started with my right leg, only pushing through my right heel. My left leg's there for support. 3, 2, 1. Other side. And then after this one, so now we're doing the other leg, but after this one, we're going to do a 1.5 squat. So we have single leg, both legs. 3, 2, 1. All right. So 1.5 squats, that's where we come all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, all the way up. So making sure we're pushing through our whole foot, heel, big toe, little toe. 3, 2, 1. All right, back to our staggered squat. So picking with it, whichever foot you want to. Making sure, key here, it's not a split squat and it's not a lunge. Our foot stays as close to underneath our hip as we can. 3, 2, 1, other side. And then we're going to do our 1.5 squats, and then we're halfway done. So kind of flying by already. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. 1.5. I'm going to face this way this time. So feet are hip width, knees going out right over our second toe, making sure our core is engaged so our pelvis is tucked the whole time. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're halfway done. Back to our staggered squats. And then, so we got 2 more rounds of this one, and then we're gonna go back on the ground. We got more planks, more arm things here. 3, 2, 1. Other leg. I wanted to give us some single leg movements today that weren't just lunges. So lots of squats this round, but then we're gonna do cardio / legs the last round. 3, 2, 1. All right, 1.5. And then we got one more round of this. So after this round, we're gonna do our bear crawl shoulder taps, our plank rotations. 3, 2, 1. All right, last round. But as I was saying, we're gonna do bear crawl, shoulder taps. We're gonna do plank rotation, and then we're gonna do a plank hold. So Those last two can be done on your elbows instead of your hands if your wrists are still feeling it. 3, 2, 1. I know that was a lot of this motion with our wrists, and I know we're like that a lot during the day when we're working and typing. So if you can on this one, let's go ahead and use those elbows on this next round. 3, 2, 1. I should say this next circuit. So we have 1.5 squats, and then we're back on the ground. So we're finishing strong here with our legs. We're technically not done with legs because we're doing cardio and that's some leg stuff. This is our last like squat round. All right, 3, 2, 1. Bear crawl, shoulder tap. So hands and knees, screwing our hands into the ground. We're slightly on our toes. Exhale, pushing through, keeping our core engaged. 3, 2, 1. All right, plank rotations. So this one, again, either your elbows or your hands, whatever feels better. But like I mentioned, if your wrists from doing this motion, if that's like, I know mine are definitely bothering me, but the elbows honestly feel worse. So 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold a plank. So just a plank hold. So again, you can either be on your elbows or your hands. Whatever feels good for you today. Just a little bit. Keep holding, keep holding. 3, 2, 1. All right, bear crawl taps. So again, screwing into the ground on our toes. Same thing with like any plank movement. Our headlights on our hips are blinding the ground. So we really do need to keep our core engaged here. 3, 2, 1. All right, plank rotations. For this one, we can plant our hand more in the middle. If you're on your elbows, I find it helpful instead of being here and opening up to kind of make more of an arm bar. It's going to give you a little bit more stability. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're holding our plank. With any sort of planks as well, whether we're rotating, raising our arms, or holding, the wider our legs are, more stability is going to give us. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, bear crawl taps. We're halfway done. I know we did bear crawls yesterday, but I know I mentioned doing taps. I feel like it's harder today because we already did them yesterday. 3, 2, 1. All right, rotation. But as I was mentioning last time, if you're on your elbows, go ahead and make that arm bar. It's going to help with the stability. If you are on your hands like I am, and like I said, you can plant your hand in the middle because we want a nice straight line. But really spread your hand out if you can for more stability. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're holding our plank here. And then we have one more round. And then we're doing cardio. 3, 2, 1. All right, last round here. We have our taps. Like mentally prepare myself for this one. I find this one to be challenging too because not only is our core has to be engaged, but we need our hands and our knees to be. 3, 2, 1. All right, rotations are next. Great. Keeping our hips low. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're holding our last plank. And then we're standing up. We have 2-inch runs in place next. We're going right into our 2-inch runs in place after this one. This is going to be our last circuit coming up. 3, 2, 1. All right, standing right on up. 2-inch runs in place. So swiping in our knees, swiping in our hips, on our toes, running as fast as we can. quick feet, slow arms. After this one, we're gonna do our skips. 3, 2, 1. All right. Opposite arm, opposite leg, double tapping. So if jumping is not your thing today, no problem. You can go ahead and just do a march, whatever feels good, but we want to make sure our core is engaged, our torso is tall. 3, 2, 1. All right, jump squats. So as I mentioned, the jumping's not your thing. You can do regular squats. You can do the jump squats where you go right into the next one, or you can do the in and out jump squats, which I like to do this one as the in and out. 3, 2, 1. All right, 2-inch run in place. Feel like this one's really lighting my calves on fire today. Incidental, but good thing we did our stretch earlier. 3, 2, 1. All right, skips. I have to switch to march here soon, but our arms, we're bending just at our elbows, thumbs to our shoulders, torso's tall. 3, 2, 1. All right, jump squats. And you also, I think it was last week where we did the 3 jumps and 1 squat. Sorry, 3 squats, 1 jump. You can always do it that way too, if that's a good way for you to break it up. 3, 2, 1. All right, halfway done. 2-inch runs in place. We're gonna do these last 2 rounds. Then we're gonna cool down on the ground. I like my legs aren't moving. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're skipping. Once again, if skipping is not your thing, marching works too. The same motion, except for this one, we're just double tapping. But again, arms, legs are getting up, core is engaged. 3, 2, 1. All right, jump squats, then we have 1 more round. Keep pushing. We're doing awesome. We're finishing strong with today's workout. Last round coming on up. 3, 2, 1. All right, last round. Last minute of today's workout. Try and make those feet go a little quicker. We're like ducks on water. Our feet are moving as fast as we can. 3, 2, 1. We're skipping. Final skip. And then we're gonna jump. It's gonna be a hop, skip, and a jump. Oh, I should have hopped today. It's okay, maybe next time. 3, 2, 1. All right, last movement today. Jump squats. Finish strong, really push ourselves here. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. And that is gonna be it for today's circuit. So go ahead and grab a sip of water if you need it. And we're gonna go ahead and be on the ground. We're gonna do some figure 4 to cool down. So grab your water if you need it. We're gonna be on our backs on the ground. And once we're ready, some slower breath down. We're gonna take 1 ankle. We're gonna cross it over the opposite knee. That tension feels good. Go ahead and stay there. If you need a little extra tension, go ahead and interlace your fingers and grab either behind your hamstring or in front of your shin. And pull your knee towards your chest. We'll do a few deep breaths here. In through our nose into our bellies. Exhaling, sighing away our tension. Let's go ahead and do one more breath. And as we finish our exhale, when we're ready, we can go ahead and gently bring both our feet back to the ground. And when we're ready, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So our other ankle goes over the opposite knee. If that tension feels good, go ahead and stay there. Or you can go ahead and interlace your fingers, grabbing in the middle of your hamstring or in front of your shin and pulling your knee towards your chest. Make those exhales longer than our inhales. Let all of our muscles in our body relax. Go ahead and do one more breath. And as we finish our exhale, when we're ready, you can go ahead and gently bring both our feet back to the ground. And feel free to stay laying on your back, or you can return to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. But that is going to be it for us today. So thank y'all so much for joining me. I know that was a little bit more, hopefully it was a little bit more cardio based for all of us. I tried to do that a little bit more at the end for our hearts. But I hope you have a wonderful day, a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you next week.